So why did you leave Qatar Airways? Why did you leave? Why did you leave? Why did you leave? Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my video. Welcome back to my channel. My good name is Eunice. If you're clicking here for the first time, karibu sana. You're probably clicking here because of the aviation topic that I'm going to be talking about, or because you are looking forward to work with Qatar Airways, or because maybe you're a subscriber of mine and you follow my content and you like to catch up with me on what I really I used to do at Qatar Airways. So the frequently asked question that I get is, why did you leave? Second question is, what did you used to do at Qatar Airways? Thirdly, what was your experience, or how was your experience at Qatar Airways? So this is my first time doing a sit down about Qatar Airways, so let's get into the video. Okay, before we go ahead, I've been on YouTube from 2019. I do content around being a homemaker, motherhood, cooking, cleaning, organization, and lifestyle. If you feel you can relate with such content, please go ahead, feel free and subscribe. I'm a mom of two and I just love being a mom. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the last question, which is, how was your experience at Qatar Airways? And kindly note, a big disclaimer, everything that I'm going to mention here is out of my own personal observation and experience, okay? People have different experiences. So first thing first, I feel like Qatar Airways is a normal company. It's a normal international big company. If you're willing to move out of your comfort zone to go there, well and good. You can go experience, learn, gain what you need to gain. For me, it was my first time going to an aviation industry. My background was in international relations. I majored in diplomacy and foreign affairs. Okay, so customer experience was not a thing that I had done before, but I was willing to learn, and I really wanted to gain that international level of experience with such a first world, aviation company. So apart from doing it as a normal day-to-day work, it's fatiguing, because remember, anything mentioned customer experience is all about standing. So you have to prepare yourself mentally, physically for the load of fatigue that's going to come with hours of standing. Okay, and then secondly that I can mention is the shifts. You have to be ready for the shifts. It can mentally drain you and you can get very tired because you have to work a shift. It's an airport that works 24/7, round the clock. It does not stop. Nothing sleeps at Hamad International Airport. So people work in shifts, and it can be draining because one week you're working night shift, maybe the other week you're doing morning shift. So you have to be prepared for that, and they will also ask you at the interview, are you okay with working with shift? So for some people it will really drain them, but you have to keep fighting. Thirdly, honestly, I have nothing personal negative to say about Qatar Airways, because for me, I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity, for the experience that I was offered by Qatar Airways. So point number 4, we're just going to roughly talk about the country. It's an Islamic state, so it's very conservative. You have to obey, respect their rules and their way of life when you're in that country. It's a first world country, so that means everything is kind of highly prized, but everything is fully functional, because I think Qatar is top 5 of the wealthiest country in the world. So when you're there, your experience will be different if you're coming from a third world country, or because everything is functional. Like, everything is functional. Water is there 24/7, electricity is there 24/7, and everything is just moving in order. Okay, point number 5, I'm going to talk about traveling. Yes, when you're in aviation country as a staff, you are given that privilege of frequently being able to travel, because our air travel tickets are discounted, and that's why you're able to see most of aviation staff are always traveling one country to another. If you get time, or if you apply for your leave and it's approved, you're able to travel one country to another one, because as a staff there, you've cut so much on the cost of travel ticket. So that was a plus advantage, and I feel like most people stay there because of that advantage. Like, travel as much as you can, experience what you're able to experience, but also you need to learn to balance being able to travel and also being able to save for your future and just plan ahead. Okay, the other point is leave days. Frequently asked, did you used to come home? Yes, because our workstation was in Qatar, but it's a normal company. As I've said, it's a normal international company, which legally respect the labor laws. So we just used to work 5 days in a week, and you have your 30 days of leave in a year. So it's up to you to plan them on how you want to divide those days and where you want to travel, and that's it. You apply for the leave days and it's approved. And yes, I was able to frequently come back home and see my kids and family. Okay, another point is accommodation. My experience in the accommodation differs depending with the kind of people or nationality you're able to stay with in your accommodation. I think the standard of Qatar Airways is that frequently you find yourself mixed with other nationalities in your own accommodation. You're not in your own room. Accommodation was shared with different nationalities. So that means you have to learn to be patient. You have to learn to understand that this person, maybe where they're coming from, behaves like that, or that's what they do. So there's a lot that you need to handle when you're sharing space with someone that's coming from a different culture. So that is kind of 50-50, because some days it's a no, sometimes it's a yeah. So it's a lot to do there, Okay, so I think that's it when it comes to my experience, and let's move to question number 2. Next question is, what did you really used to do at Qatar Airways? So first, I don't know why most of you guys used to assume that I'm a cabin crew. Okay, I understand. One, because our uniform is exactly the same as the cabin crew uniform. Secondly, I would walk in the airport and someone will think I'm a cabin crew, or they will recommend me to apply for cabin crew. I think, oh, you have this aura, you have this height, you have this body, you have these looks. You know, it's not like I've not tried. I once tried in 2018 and 2022. I somehow managed to get to the finals, but then I don't get the official call for the job. Do I need the job right now? Honestly, no. I feel like my time to be there or to fly, no, like it's just a season that I've just decided, you know what, that's it. I'm done with that. So to start off is at Hamad International Airport, which is the main airport in Qatar, where Qatar Airways and airlines operate. Okay, so in the airport, there are so many departments, because remember, this is like an international airport connecting so many customers each and every year. If I put the statistics here, I don't think we'll be able to finish today. But what I'm trying to say is that the airport is quite massive, and there are so many things inside the airport. Number one, customer service. Let's start with check-in staff, the gate staff. In the airport, we have shops, we have hotels, we have restaurants, we have toilets. So all those people there, we have staff there. Then where I was now, we had what we call the lounges, Qatar Airways lounges. When you're on a long transit, or when you're just transiting from London Heathrow to Bangkok, and you have a stay in the airport and you're traveling, we have different policies when it comes to which lounge you can access. First thing first. So in the lounges, we used to call it, let me say, for you to understand, we used to be called front of house, but it's more of a customer experience. You get my point? So anytime customers will approach us, we will assist them in which lounge they qualify to stay. So I was getting rid of this because then I just decided to do this video. So first thing first, we had a first class lounge called Al Safwa. If you're a customer and you're traveling on a first class ticket, you are fully entitled to this lounge. Okay, of course there's some terms and conditions depending on the ticket, blah blah blah, just a few disclaimers there. Secondly, we had the business class lounge, which is one of the biggest and busiest lounge, because Qatar Airways has quite a big number of customers traveling on the business ticket. So you'll approach us, of course, again, the terms and conditions depending on the kind of ticket that you are holding. We will advise you immediately you approach the lounge if you are entitled or not entitled. And also nowadays they also allow customers to pay for the lounge if you like to experience the variety of services that they have in the lounges. The food is also very exclusive, it's different, and that's the experience that you want to just relax when you're having a long layover, or you just want to pass by the lounges. It was that easy. That's what you used to do. That's what I used to do. And of course, because the lounges are quite many, we definitely used to be rotated. Maybe one time you'll be in the first class lounge, business class lounge. Then we also have the other lounges which we have other lounges whereby customers traveling on on economy ticket but they have Qatar Airways Privilege Club membership they can also access. But once again, it's on terms and condition. I don't want you to see this video and say, okay, I'm traveling on business ticket, I'm entitled to the lounge. No, honey. You have to approach them. They'll be able to see the ticket, because some tickets, there's some tickets which will not give you the access. I don't want to talk about it here. It's quite a wide it's a wide topic. So what these lounges used to offer that customers appreciate is the food and the showers, okay? Because you don't have to pay for that if you're already in the lounge, but in the airport, the shower facilities you have to pay for. So other lounges which we were not fully put there is we used to call them the Almaha lounges. You pay a small amount for that, and you're also able to access those lounges if you're traveling on economy ticket and you just want somewhere to chill and just lay down, you know, as you wait for your flight. And that's it, guys. That's it. We just had quite a number of lounges in the airport, and that's where I was based. On to the last question. So why did you leave Qatar Airways? Why did you leave? Why did you leave? Why did you leave? Why did you leave? Why did I leave? Okay, first thing first. People leave various places, families, relationships, careers, countries for various reasons. That was same as for me. It was a personal decision that I made, that my time at Qatar Airways has come to an end and I decided to leave. Okay, that's it. And I feel like I also said this before in my other previous video. Instead of poking someone with so much, why did you leave? Why did you leave? Appreciate that person's moment of change or transitioning of life at that moment. Just celebrate it with them during that moment, because that's their moment, you know. I was not meant to be in Doha forever. I knew my time would come to an end. I'm a mom. I have a family here. They mean the world to me. But at the end of the day, I am so grateful for the opportunity, for the experience that I had at Qatar Airways. Definitely that's a lifetime experience, because I know there's a crazy number of people outside there who just wish to get an opportunity to work with Qatar Airways, and I will say go for it. I will never hold someone back. Your experience is different from my experience. Your tolerance level is different from my tolerance level, okay? So maybe what I was not able to keep up with, you'll be able to keep up with, or vice versa, okay? So if you get that opportunity, go for it. And I don't want you guys to throw so many questions about I applied for this, I did this, do you know those kind of interview process questions. If you made the application, be patient. Everything is always straightforward. Qatar Airways, if they want you, they will pick you, and if your time comes, it will come. I think I did a TikTok video, a very long 1-hour video explaining about the positions that they have put out there and how to go about them. Just a few notes here and there, and I hope it was really helpful for those people who engaged into that video. Sorry, there's a helicopter passing by. So as I was saying, I hope those people who were engaged into that TikTok live were able to get together a few points here and there. And I'm glad that I left Qatar Airways on good terms, that even in future, if my sister put my staff number out there, it will be able to have like this clean sheet, you know, I left on good terms and I had a good time there, okay? So as I'm clearing this paperwork here, because we had so many policies in the lounges, actually we had to frequently read and go through these policies because they kept changing once a while. So I'm just clearing these papers here, putting into trash what I don't need, and yeah, and that will be a chapter that I've closed, and I'm happy where I am. I'm honestly so happy where I am. Sometimes even I sit down and I'm like, was it me who really managed to be there? Yeah, but that's it. I hope you gathered a few points here and there, or you have at least understood a few points here and there, okay? So I don't want to go deeper into much, because if I start talking, this video will be 2 hours plus. This is just a bonus video. I'm just looking at some of these. We have what you used to call statements, because if you do a mistake, you'll be made to write a statement. You explain the events that occurred during that process, especially if a customer complains about something. So I'm just going through them, and I'm like, wow. Anyway, we are done with that. We are done. And then once you write a statement, if the matter escalates or comes again within 3 months, you have to write another counseling. You'll be given another a counseling letter. Don't be scared. These are just normal things in these companies, okay? And by the way, one more last thing. Yes, the contract was open-ended. What that means nowadays is that you can be fired and you can leave anytime. Because nowadays I feel like most companies, which is actually a thing, and I stand to be corrected, but after the COVID situation, most companies had to pay some of their staff a lot of money because of that immediate termination. So nowadays the contract is open-ended to curb such situations in future, whereby you don't have to compensate the staff if you have to tell them to leave because of a natural calamity, So companies, that's how these big companies will somehow escape from that. That's it, guys. I'll see you in my next video, which will probably be my normal content that I put up there. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like such content that I do after this video, feel free to subscribe. And that's it for today, guys. Goodbye. Stay safe.